You're doing music, you're doing shoes, NFTs, paintings.
My first NFT project was with one of the fucking biggest artists in the fucking history of like America, Jean-Michel Basquiat.
Shut the fuck up. That was you?
Yeah, that was me.
Shut the fuck up. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What?
You didn't see it on my Instagram?
No, bitch. I read the fucking article on Forbes, I think it was. What the fuck?
I believe so.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of 249 Pen. My name is David. Episode 9, here with Kasper.
I don't know where to look at.
Okay, so that's your camera, and then that's the middle. So I guess it's both.
Right,
but that's you.
All right, perfect.
Thanks for coming, buddy.
No, of course, man.
I know we tried to make this happen once or twice.
I'm actually a fan of you.
Really?
Really big fan of you. Yeah.
Man, I
love your
that.
work.
I appreciate that. I'm likewise. I'm a huge fan of your shit.
Appreciate it, man.
But yeah, dude, I wanted to just super chill, very quick, talk about like your upbringing, kind of like what you got going on and all the shit that you got working. Because I know you've been hella busy the past year.
Yeah, I've just been like nonstop, to be honest. Like I've just not really had time to take a breather. But
Yeah.
I mean, now thankfully, like I'm getting used to time managed now. So
For sure.
it's getting there.
So talk to me. So first of all, people who don't know, you're an artist. And you've been doing that shit for a long time.
Yeah, since I was like 5. But I never took never took it like seriously until like I was last year, 2020, in February, which is when I first started painting like professionally. For sure.
So what's that story like for you in terms of like upbringing, right? So are you from here, first of all?
Yes and no.
Okay. Run that down.
Yeah, so I grew up here in Miami from somewhere else, but I'd rather not say. Just
100%.
keep it, yeah.
No worries. So first of all, how old are you? Because I don't even know
25.
that. Okay. Yeah. I'm 22. I remember as a kid, right, I was like the artsy kid too.
Yeah.
I remember there wasn't really an infrastructure for that when we were kids.
Yeah.
That shit didn't really exist.
It was, thing is like now, at least like in the like our generation at least, even though I'm 3 years older, I still consider like that.
Yeah, we're in the same
relatively
chunk.
the same thing. Yeah, so it's like the arts weren't like really a big thing. Like it just recently got like cool again. But I have this thing where it's like history repeats itself every 20 years, which like trends and stuff like that. So like now it's a thing again.
Yeah,
so,
it's cool now.
Yeah, especially now with technology and stuff. So
yeah,
NFTs.
dog, NFTs and shit. Yeah, for real. So what was that like for you, right? Because did you ever stray? Like, did you ever think like I'm gonna do business or like accounting or some shit?
Yeah, so I wasn't even planning to do art, to be honest. I did nightlife for I think 5 years, and then like 2 off and on, but like kind of like side money. But prior to that, bro, I was doing like jobs that like were basically I was just like trying to find out what my path was.
Gotcha.
So like I dropped out of high school. I had a body shop, did well, did a second one, left because my mom and my father at the time wanted me to get back into school. Sure. Worst decision ever. I was like,
how old were you when you dropped out?
I was 17.
Okay.
Yeah, so then I got my GED, whatever, and then I went to my date. I was just like, yo, this isn't cutting it. So I tried the whole realtor thing. I didn't really enjoy it as much as I thought I would because like, I really enjoy like houses, like, nice things. Didn't like that. Got into, what do you call it? The car dealership business because my father works in the car industry. Okay. And then from there, I got into mortgages. Was there doing that for a while. Didn't like it either. I did well, but I was just like not happy. And like I kind of got to a point in my life where I was just like I kind of value my happiness more than like putting money in my pocket, 100%. Which is kind of weird because like you need money to survive. But
no, but I feel you. I'm the same way.
Yeah. So then after that, I went jobless for like a while, and then I was just doing nightlife for a brief moment in time. And then that's when I was considering to do it full time. And then once that happened, I got into Gold Coast, which is a beer distribution company. So it sounds like Corona, stuff like that. I maneuvered my way into that company very quickly. And then I was like the guy in Wynwood at a point in time.
How did that play out with the pandemic?
Yeah, so Central Wynwood, shout out Restay, it's my guy. He's one of the owners there. And eventually there came a point in time where like I basically, like showed my colors there, and they offered me a partnership with them and stuff like that. But then,
fuck.
Yeah, then the the pandemic happened, and then like everything changed. Like literally, like the Fire Nation attack. So then,
that's funny. It's funny.
It was crazy. Good. Yeah. So then I was dating someone at the time, and I don't care what anybody says, bro. Nobody outside of nightlife can deal with somebody that's working at it. Like you have to have a very tough, like thick skin, because the trust thing and the whole whatever. But like it just takes two to tango, whatever. Of
course.
And eventually, like I found myself like trying to like satisfy that relationship because I wanted to work out too,
Mm-hmm.
So then I like left nightlife after like being there for so long. That was a really tough decision. Somebody that I made a phone call to, which is actually somebody I work with now really closely in the NFT space. I gave him a phone call, and like ironically, like he was the one that basically gave me the push to like leave, because he did the same thing and he was in a very high position from where he was working at.
Okay.
Louis Vento, shout out my dog, love you so much. No idea, but after that, from there it was just like, all right, I'm gonna go back to my roots. Went back to like running a shop that my barber told me, because I told him like, yo, I need a job, like I don't know what I'm gonna do. And then from there, he introduced me to his friend that owns a shop, and then I did a mural for him because we were rebranding the whole like company that he had, because he was doing it for like 17 years. He never reinvented the wheel,
for sure.
So then he was like, yo, like you do that, like what the fuck, like you should be able to go ahead and like sell artwork, like do that as a side hustle. Yeah. So then kind of turned into something. So then I made a Valentine's Day gift for this girl, even though we weren't even together at this point. Like we were like trying to fix stuff.
For sure.
And then I posted it on Instagram. Somebody's like, yo, you should really sell these. So then that's kind of like what like made a start. And like I don't know what it was. It's such a crazy story because I literally have a picture on my phone, and it's like something told me like the day that I was just like, all right, I'm gonna do this. I literally took a picture of myself on my mom's like small ass kitchen table in her fucking kitchen. And I was just like, this is like where all started, And then like the day after, I took a picture of myself painting on like, bro, like with like dollar paints, like super cheap shit. And then that was the first painting that I sold.
When is that like timeline wise?
That was on February 15th, 2020.
Okay. Gotcha.
2020 or 2021.
Damn.
2021, yeah. 2021, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it hasn't even been a year yet.
That's not even a year. Holy fuck.
So it's only been 11 months, and the rest is fucking history, bro.
That's fucking wild. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, but after that, bro, like, we took the painting in Yengo, and we came to his house, which is like locally here in Miami. Yeah. And I was like dumbfounded, because like I was just like, yo, this is really fucking happening.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
I can't believe this is happening. So then Yengo loved it. Like to this day, it's still in his living room. There was another painting that was there prior, but it was like a printout. And he's like, oh, aquí das a mierda. And I got the video, bro. Every time I look back at that, whatever, and like Yengo kind of pulled me to the side. He's like, bro, like you're really talented, this and this and this. I'm gonna talk to you about everyone, blah blah blah. After that, it was kind of just like a snowball effect, and it was just like nonstop. Like I couldn't believe, like if we're gonna get to it now, but like the things that I'm doing now, like from 11 months ago, is nuts. Like I can't believe it myself still. It was just like a constant, like every day it was like a different phone call. Like, yo, this person wants to work you, or this person wants to do something, and this and this and that. So I'm like, yo, what's happening, dog? And then people obviously like always say this, like it's sad, but people will always support you if it's like the cool thing to do. You get me?
Of course.
So like I remember people that were like, oh yeah, bro, listen that, like I'm definitely gonna buy a piece, and they never got one, and like now they want one, but obviously like my price is not yesterday's price. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
And not today's price.
And they're like, bro, come on, but like I've known since like you were the beginning. I was like, nah, bro, like I'm sorry, like you should have bought something like that.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
It's not my fault.
Hell yeah, dude. Of course.
After that, I can't even remember. Like so much shit has happened.
Yeah, dude.
After I go through my like biography.
Okay, the greatest hits.
Yeah, literally.
And then you got signed.
Yeah, I did get signed. I'm not with them anymore now.
Okay.
Things kind of went left, but it's all good.
That's all right.
The business is business,
100%.
At the end of the day, we both served our purpose for each other in each other's lives in the moment in time. But yeah, that was an interesting experience. That happened in May 25th of 2021 as well. And that was kind of crazy because it hasn't even been, February, March, April, May. So it was 4 months into like my professional career and I got signed.
Yeah, it's huge.
And remember, I was part of an AP art program going to art school.
Yeah.
And it's already considered art school because it's literally like you get credits for
credits. Yeah.
So that was like something that growing up, which is the reason why I never got into arts, because they literally teach you like, yo, like unless you're like Picasso, you're not.
Yeah, you're fucked.
You're fucked.
Yeah,
like,
it's
you're
not happening.
doing
Yeah.
So I knew I was talented, but I never really saw myself as like something out of the ordinary.
And it's hard, right? Because you
really gotta be different.
Exactly.
So,
but if you're scared, you don't put in the time to be different.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. It fucks you over.
So then, I mean, I was a kid at the time, so like I really didn't think the way I do now.
Of course.
And I went through my trials and tribulations like as a human being, like over time. So like now the way I think, I went through like my business like stuff, and like nightlife really gave me that that extra push to like have the want to go ahead and like network with people.
For sure.
And I saw myself like when I was working at Central, I was basically like the person to talk to.
The touch
like,
guy, yeah.
So I would always be networking, bring them to the club, this and that. So I already had that skill to socialize with absolutely like whoever. And then I was in sales basically my whole life. So it was kind of like second nature already at that point. So yeah, art school kind of like dumbed me down. But then once I got into this industry, I was like, you know what, let me try to do something different. So Central kind of was what I started with the whole hair dyeing thing. So I started like bleaching my hair, dyeing it blue, pink, whatever. I started with blonde, and I saw a lot of people doing it blonde like right after, like at the point in time. I'm not gonna say I started the trend.
You did it.
But like I started seeing it a lot. I was just like, all right, motherfuckers want to do blonde, I'm gonna do blue.
You did it before.
I know y'all going to go do blue. And then whatever, like I was able to rock the blue. And then ironically, my hair is like dark now, but like this is the first time in like 2 months, the first time in over 2 years that I've seen.
Yeah, I've never seen you like, with that color hair, yeah.
Everybody's like, you look so much better with it. And I was just like, yeah, I mean, whatever. I changed it for a good reason.
Talking about the process of starting a painting, because that shit is, right, it obviously
That's
seems
a good
very
question.
easy, but like I've tuned into your lives and your story. That shit's complicated as fuck, dog.
Yeah.
You got tons of steps for that shit.
Yeah, first of all, great question, because every time I've been interviewed, it's always about like to come up. I'm like, yo, ask me about art.
No, of course, I want to know about your fucking art.
You're creative, so I get it.
No, of course.
So, so basically I have an iPad, and then I find basically whatever like the collector or the client wants.
Sure.
And I just basically just sketch it, because at the end of the day, bro, like digital art is so much easier once you get to like
100%.
get to used to it, because there's no like human error involved. Like if you mess up, you just press undo or redo.
Fucking awesome.
And then you have every single paintbrush, every single
history.
paint, every paint. There's no cost. Like you don't run out of paint. Like it's amazing.
Yep.
Obviously, I do the initial sketch on the iPad, and then I basically have the canvas. And bro, like it sounds crazy. Like one day I'm gonna do like a video, which I've been slacking on. Literally just have a stand and then literally show you how I literally go from. The way I start is I do from head to like the bottom of the piece, and then literally like it's 100% accurate. Like like it just comes out, and then I start going like down, make the body shape, and then from there you do like the nose, the eyes, and then you just go down from there from the body. And the body is super easy because it's just like stupid little details, like fucking like the lines in the shirt. So like the face is usually the most complicated part.
Yeah. Call me, dude. We'll make that video.
Yeah, I'm down.
We'll do it.
Super down. So I do the portrait first, and then my bad. I always carry a marker with me, by the way.
I got him on my bag. I feel you.
Yeah. So I do the portrait first, and then I cover it up with tape. People usually do the background first. I like doing it the opposite, just because the background is the quickest thing to do.
Yeah.
And I like doing the portraits without having like the background filled, because what happens is that if I do mess up on the portrait,
you fucked up the background.
I can fuck with the background.
Exactly.
I can't touch the background. It's already like pink or blue, so I can't really like extend the side
course.
of the head if I made it too small.
Oh, digital art is a shit. Though.
Yeah.
You just stretch shit out. Oh, it's fucking great.
Exactly. So like, thankfully now like I found like my way of like doing everything. Like
For sure.
I mean, in art back then when I was in school, like I would only do pencil and graphite, charcoal and stuff like that. Now I do actually work with paint. I was actually super pro against paint. Like I fucking hated paint.
Really?
Yeah. So like my third year, I was like super rebellious, and we were like working on this, which is fun, kind of funny. My second year actually, I was a sophomore, and I think her name was Miss Cipriani. Yeah, Miss Cipriani, and she was like, "All right, we're gonna do a cartoon character, but we're gonna make it one color. I think it's like monotone, like pieces or whatever the fuck it was."
Okay.
And then I decided to pick Link from Legend of Zelda.
For sure.
So then I was just like, man, I fucking hate this shit. Like, whatever. My rebellious ass, literally, I got green paint and I just painted the entire desk. And then Mr. Dawes, which I didn't even know who he was at the time, like I knew he was the APR teacher, came in the room and like he always had like this blank ass face, like just super monotone. And he looks at me, he's like, "Why'd you do that?" And I was just like, "I hate paint." and he's like, "But why?" I was like, "I like black and white." And he's like, "But there has to be a reason." I was like, "I think like when you," I told him I was like, "I like drawing eyes and faces because like it's just, you know, it's raw and like you're able to capture like somebody's emotion, and like black, white, and gray like capture like the soul and stuff." And I was like, paint kind of just takes that value away, like it takes the tenseness out of it. And he was just like, He's like, come to my classroom after this period's done. It was like my lunch period. So I went out there. He's like, what do you think about doing AP art in your third year? And I was just like, what? What is that? So then basically he was just like, you're able to come to my class. You'll be considered AP art student. On paper, you'll be art 3, but you'll be able to do whatever you want. So like apparently Mr. Priani had a conversation with him like after, like between that, I guess like after he like left that conversation after I bring it to the table, and like I guess she showed him my work, which is like literally all like realism, and then like I guess he wanted me to like be under his wing. So like I was kind of like one of his students. There was like a handful of us where we were just like mainly working directly with him. Like he would give an assignment to like the class to do something, and then me and these 4 or 5 other students, we literally be able to do whatever the fuck we wanted. Yeah. We just had to make like a piece, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
So then literally before he left, he's like, you got to clean that up though. I was just like, fuck. So yeah, but yeah, bro, that's kind of like how everything came to be.
So what do you got in the pipeline? What are you working on now? What are you working on these days?
I'm trying to figure out what I can say.
Well, yeah, what can you say?
I can't say names, but
for sure,
I got a shoe deal with a company.
Shut the fuck up, really?
Yeah, they want me to do a shoe.
What?
Yeah. So the thing is with the Kasper thing, I was able to get permission from Classic Media to actually use like the rights. Yeah. So I just can't use him in like a negative light, like him holding a gun or like fucking like him slapping some ass and stuff like that. So then obviously like I have to tie them into that. The reason why they let me is because they believed that I was just like a good person, and then like they saw that I wasn't really using it in like a negative
defamatory or anything. Yeah.
Yeah. So that worked out. I have that. I just got a deal with a very big sports association to basically do the NFTs for them, with a sister company that they work very close with, that they've been working with for the last 35 years. Damn. Can't say the names. I'll say it off camera. But,
fuck you. I get it. You know, I get
it. And then what else? I'm doing, I can say this. Yeah, I can say it. I'm doing something with Drake now.
Shit. Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah, so the NFT company that I work with very closely with, one of the partners, he's actually very close with OVO.
Okay.
And he invited me to the party that Drake just had over here. Not a lot of people knew about it, but he had rented out the entire second floor of Casa Tua on the beach.
Oh shit.
And I was just like all of OVO, like all these artists, and I was just like the only like dude there. And I was just like, yo, what's up? Whatever. But like, bro, that story was nuts. I met him. I met Preem and OVO Rocks, got their contacts. Preem was just like, yo, like we gotta do something together, and we definitely gotta do something to Drake. I had like a very brief conversation with Drake, but like he's everything you'd be imagining. Like, bro, that guy's fucking like, dog. That guy's the GOAT, bro. It's fucking crazy. But I literally left there that night, and I got so drunk, like, because I was just like, holy shit, bro. Like, it wasn't even a year ago where I was fucking like painting on my mom's kitchen table.
Yeah,
and I just met the man, and now I'm like going to Canada to like take him a fucking painting.
That's fucked.
Yeah, so shit. It's crazy. That whole story is a long story, but like that, I literally like had his hand here. I haven't washed his shoulders. I shaked him with his hand, and it's just nuts. And then like, bro, I was just like, at the moment the moment it happened, like I was literally on my phone, like straight face, like blowing up, like my 4 or 5 closest friends. I was like, yo, I just got a fucking. It's like, yo, Drake, and they're like, yo, what are you saying? It's just scribble, and I was just like, bro,
that's fucking crazy. After,
I literally had called like my 5 closest friends. And I was like, yo, you would never believe what happened. This and this and that. It was crazy. So that happened. Nothing can really top that, to be honest. I'm getting into fashion now.
I was gonna ask you about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so my friend Slumpy Kev, which is like, bro, like that's like my guy. Like we were under the same agency. His thing is like fashion. Like he literally just paints just because like fuck it.
Yeah.
Like we're as creators, like we just like to dabble and like
And a
everything.
bunch of different shit, yeah.
Yeah, so like I'm doing a little bit of music now, just to dabble in it. Like I play piano.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I play piano, I play guitar, I play bass.
Oh shit.
I play harmonica, I sing, I do a lot of things. I put this deep voice to work, you know? But like that's funny. So the whole music thing kind of happened like 5 months ago.
Okay.
I can't really mention names because I don't want to use the directly or whatever. But they were kind of like trying to convince me. They're like, because I showed one of them like a old ass video of me playing guitar from way back.
Okay.
And like I was singing, it was like a song that I wrote. And then they're like, oh, cabrón, but like, why are you not like doing something with this? Like you have a talent. And I was just like, bro, like, it's not as easy as it is, you know, like getting into music's a whole other fucking
That's a whole
ballgame.
fucking, yeah, I take people's lives entirely.
Yeah,
dude.
so then that was 5 months ago, and like it kind of turned into a snowball effect of like certain people figuring out, and they're like pretty big names in the industry, and like I'm friends with these people. And then they're like, yo, so like when are you gonna take the step, this and this and this? And I'm just like, bro, like I got so much going on with like my art stuff that I don't even know if I wanna like even dabble
Get in that, yeah.
So then I kept getting like basically like nudged into it, like tung. And then it kind of just happened. I was just like, fuck it. Like the day that I saw that I wanted to do music was the day I went to the Vibra Urbana festival.
Okay.
Shout out Avicaso. I went with Arcangel to see him perform.
Okay.
And after that, I saw like the crowd and like the energy. I was just like, yo, I can do that.
That shit's fucking
I was
wild,
like, I
dog.
could do that, bro. So then I went to the studio with one of Faruko's songwriters, White Star, and then Chino, and then an artist at the time, we still an artist now, Bad Boy, and my friend John Mora, and there is this producer there, Vicente, and he's worked with like CNCO, Calle Trece, whatever, and a couple other really big artists. And I don't know, something like with me and him clicked. There's just certain people that you have like the energy with, and you're just like, all right, like I really like this person. So then I gave him a call one day, and I was just like, yo, I think I want to do this. I think I want to take the leap just to see what it tried out. And like he basically told me like after the conversation, like, oh, I'm glad that you chose that you want to do this and this and that. But he's like, yo, look, if you're ass, like I'm gonna tell you straight up, like we're not gonna waste our time.
No, but those are the best homies though.
Yeah,
for real.
so he was just like, yo, look, like if you don't have it, or like I see that we can't really develop you at all, like there's no like there's no substance, there's nothing there, I'm gonna tell you straight up and we're gonna just cut it. I was just like, all right, for sure. So I obviously, with that being said, I was fucking like mad fucking nervous. So then that first day, horrible, bro. It was just like the worst. Like I had no voice. My voice was gone because I went out the night before. That was the day that I went to Vibra, yeah. I literally got in and like my voice is like really raspy, and I naturally have a deep voice, but like I can hit high notes as well, but I couldn't because like obviously my voice is gone. So then they basically gave me a beat, and they're like, oh, do you have any lyrics? I was like, yeah. So like I kind of wrote a whole bunch of stuff, and then before I even started recording, before they played the beat, they were like, yo, like this shit's dope, like you can actually fucking write. I was just like, yeah, whatever. So then
I know.
Yeah, so then I went on the beat, and then it was kind of like some fucking aggressive ass like trap shit. I was just like, yo, I don't want to do like trap, like
Okay.
Like Spanish isn't my first language. I'm Nicaragüense, but
what part? I don't know. That.
Managua.
Okay, cool. My mom's from Leon.
Yeah, dope.
Yeah.
So then damn, bro. Can see you fritanga.
Hell yeah, dog.
But for what do you call it? So I went in the booth. He played a different beat for me, and like it was kind of more like my lane. And then whatever, I started going, and then like bro, probably like 15 minutes in, he was just like, all right, yeah, now we got something. Like, so you have a dope voice. So I was just like, oh, fuck, thank God. So then I was just like, yeah, I really want this shit. I really want this shit to work, dog.
Fuck yeah.
But,
shit.
Yeah, so then that happened, bro. That happened.
Damn, dude, so you're busy as fuck then, huh?
Yeah, so they want me to hit the studio with the sound engineer and the producer. They're literally like investing in me, bro. Like I'm not fucking paying for shit. Like they really think I can do something with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dog. Like I'm kind of like going a little bit in everything. Like I kind of fell in love with like being able to dabble in like creativity again, you know, and it's dope. I love what I do. It's different, you know. Not a lot of people get to say that they have their career is something that they don't really feel like they're working.
Yeah,
know?
Of course.
But it's also there's also a bad lining in it because it's too much freedom.
Yeah, it's hard to. I don't know about you. I struggle with the discipline aspect of it, and when it's like not work. Because when I tune into work, I'm fucking like, dude, I won't eat or sleep. Like I'm fucking in that shit. But the minute I'm like, I gotta disconnect and I gotta do like other shit that I kind of have to do like to survive and like maintain relationships and like I suck at that.
Yeah, I'm a little bit. I'm like a hybrid. So like,
okay,
I'm a huge workaholic. Like I kind of grew up like that. So like, no matter what, like I'm gonna get shit done. Unfortunately, it's like I've been a person growing up that I always found an answer to whatever. Like I always find a solution. Like without a doubt. No matter how bad the situation is, I will figure it out.
Figure a way out. Yeah.
Even if it takes me 2-3 days and I'm fucking like beating myself up, like fucking like about to cry and shit.
Yeah.
I find a solution. I find a way out. So that being said, like along with like me socializing with people, for example, maintaining relationships, I kind of like separated myself from that because obviously with like I guess like the fame or clout or whatever, like that I have now, obviously people trying to go ahead and like be friends with you after like you have like this certain type of like network and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I've obviously had to like separate myself from people. So like I literally talk to like 6 people now, like 5-6. Yeah, literally 5-6 people. And I literally call them like I'm a big person on loyalty and friendship.
Yep.
Because I didn't really grow up with a very tight knit family. So like my household was always very like separated. Like I was always to myself. So then I made that a goal of mine in 2021, what thankfully I accomplished. I was able to like reconnect with my father, made peace with him. Really got close with my mother, brought them back together, and I literally told them, I was like, hey, look, like, we didn't start off good, but I at least want to grow up knowing that I tried to make this relationship work. And bro, and it's everything that I ever wanted. Like now we're all good. And then like that also incorporated a lot into my artwork because a lot of my artwork back then was very like sad. And like you can see throughout my sketchbooks and like up until now, like you can see how bright the colors are and like how much more happiness is in it. And people don't realize that, you know, like when you're an artist, you depict what you actually feel. So, you know, it's crazy how like that you see that like progress over time. But whatever, yeah. So, the part that I do now every day, I always make sure to call these 6 people because I just check up on them. Hey, how are you doing? How's work? How have you been? Have you ate? Like, bro, I literally like love those people.
Yep. I'm the same way.
Yeah, so then I'm just making sure that everybody's fine. Then if nobody's available to talk, because I understand that people don't have my life.
Of course.
I just go to do my day-to-day shit, and then it works out. You know?
I don't know about you, dude. Those 6 fuckers gotta be tired of me.
What?
Those 6 people gotta be. I call those fuckers
every
day, dog.
Yeah, I know.
Like 3 times a day. You good? You ate? You okay? You need something? You want to help? Like fucking those guys gotta be tired of me.
Yeah,
dude.
nah. But then it's funny because like when I don't say anything, they're like, "Yo,
you good?
You good?" And it's like literally when I disappear, and it's just and they're like questioning, like, "Wait a second, something's off." Like, why isn't Kasper giving me a phone call?
Yeah. I have a segment called "Dish It or Take It." If I dish it, I gotta be able to take it. So you get to ask me whatever you want.
Oh, I got to ask you.
You get to ask me whatever you want.
All right.
So expose me, shit on me, whatever you want.
What made you get into videography? I love your fucking like your concepts for like music videos and stuff, bro. That's just dope.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
It's fucking hard.
What's your favorite?
Bro,
we'll talk about it.
There was the Gonzi one where you guys did the supermarket thing.
The supermarket.
It was like I think was it a supermarket?
The print shop?
Was it a print shop?
Where like he delivered the package?
Yeah. That, bro, I was like, bro,
that's the first one. People love that video. That's just great.
Because the fact is like not only that, but like the other one, I forgot what the other artist that he did a song with, the black kid.
Trey. Doing a lot was the video.
Yeah, bro, I was just like, this shit, it came out of him, dog. Like, bro, that's fucking nuts. This is nuts. Like, bro, you're a young guy, you feel me? So it's like, when videography is different because it's like, when you're at your level of production, it's like, bro, what the fuck? Like, how the hell? Yeah. Like, yo, this kid's out working, like, out producing like people that are in like their fucking 30s and 40s. Yeah. So, like, bro, like, just the concept, like, I find it really interesting when music videos are not just about like the fucking like the concept of the actual lyrics, but like you add like some type of like story / comedy to it.
Oh, yeah.
So when you put that package on, I was just like, bro, that shit's fucking hilarious.
That was
like,
great. That was great.
It reminded me of "Started from the Bottom" by Drake.
Yep.
Where he did the super. That's what I thought.
That's what
the supermarket in.
Yeah. I started because I went to public school my whole life. And I went to Gables for high school.
Get chips real quick.
Got some platanitos. But yeah, I went to Gables for high school, and I transferred out because I got a scholarship, and I went to LaSalle, private Catholic school. And I spent like my sophomore year doing like PE and health and shit, like the basic shit that I had to do. And then I didn't realize that they don't just put you in classes. Like you get to apply and shit for whatever.
Yeah.
And I didn't do that because I was like, I don't know how the fuck school works. And they're like, we got acting and like home ec and TV production. And I was like, put me in TV production.
Oh, you had home ec? Wow.
Yeah. But they just put me in the class. And I remember I was a junior in a room full of sophomores, and I was the only guy in the whole class. Because everyone takes it because you get to do like the little fucking morning announcements. Okay. So everyone's like, oh my God, I get to be a fucking celebrity at fucking school because I used to like fucking read what the lunch menu is. And I was like, I don't really fuck with that. Because at that point I grew up very, right, my family is everything for me. Like that was the shit. And my parents are old school. So like very much like college is the only way, American dream, fucking we don't fuck with people, we don't trust people, like we don't have friends. Yeah. So I didn't really have that. So I'm just like, I was a very introverted kid at that point. Like I didn't really do shit. So I was like, I don't really have any interest in being on camera. So to get credit for the class, I had to learn how to edit and shoot it. So I was like, okay, cool. And then I did that, and then I fucked with it, and then I just ran with that.
So you've been doing it for how many years now?
I would say the start of like me shooting stuff and not just learning was 2016, so 6 years. Yeah.
That's a long time to learn a lot of shit.
It's been a minute, yeah. But yeah, I think the music videos are fun. That was actually my second music video ever.
Really? Damn, dog, you killed that shit.
Both for that same kid. I've never done a music video for anyone else. The shop was actually my dad's shop. My dad has a print shop.
Really?
Yeah, that's where I learned how to graphic design and shit.
Damn, I need to make some printouts, bro. I need your help.
Oh, whatever you need. T-shirts, business cards, whatever the fuck you want. We got it.
I need to do like photos. Like, you know,
little prints?
You know how
little posters and shit?
You know, back then you'd take a disposable camera to like Walgreens and you get like, I need that. That's
perfect. We got that.
All right, perfect.
100%.
Right now.
But yeah, that's his shop. He's been there since 92 on fucking Cayocho.
Wow.
And the whole, I mean, honestly, like I couldn't, if you, right, because I, like one of the first things that we looked at for the reference, not even for like the setting or the vibe, but just like the fucking amount of detail in that bitch was 512. And I was like, that fucking little garage is somewhere here. It's in Wynwood, I think.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want something with that much shit, like on the walls, and like fucking just want that, like that amount of fucking, like you can't pay for that shit. Like, you know how much money that costs? Like just buy shit to put in there. But yeah, we had the idea, and so that's my dad's shop. We shot the whole studio fake music video thing is shot right there.
Really?
Yeah, the front desk is that front desk over there that we came in like an hour early and we just let us borrow it.
That's crazy.
We rigged that shit, and I think the whole video cost like $200.
Wow.
Yeah.
And see, bro, like that's what I love about creatives as well. Like there's always a way. Like you don't need fucking $10,000 budget to make some dope shit. Like
and I think it's cool, right? Because now we're at the level where I'm like, I can see that happening. Like I know that's coming. I know I'm gonna get there one day. Yeah. Because when you start, you're like, I don't fucking know. Like I don't know if I'm different like that. I don't
that's
know
what happened to me.
Yeah, you don't fucking know. And then one day you're like, oh, this is real. Like this is a real possibility. Like I can really do this. Yeah. And it's always been the same thing, right? Like I look at what we do to stretch $1, and I'm like, dog, the minute I get handed $50K.
Yeah,
that shit's over.
Yeah, that's kind of the same thing with me. Like I've done pretty big deals where I have like a fucking massive budget. I'm just like, damn, what the fuck?
What do I do?
And then I'm just like there on my computer. I'm like, what can I do with 50 grand art?
Yeah, it's fucking wild. But yeah, that like I think that's a big point of like pride for me is like I've never shot my shot. Like part of the problem of like being that introverted kid and like doing my own thing with my own people is that I just learned not even the benefit of it because I've always known the benefit, but like I've just learned how to fucking network and how to be social in like that setting. But until like last year maybe, I didn't do that.
Right.
So I only met Gonzi before he got signed because of his friend Joey. I only met Joey because Joey reached out to me like a year and a half earlier. I spent a year and a half building that relationship with Joey. Right. Joey trusted me enough to bring me Gonzi. We did the video. John took notice. the kid got signed to John. All of a sudden, John's like, "Oh, you do graphic design and shit," and so I helped John make shit, and I made some stuff for John's brand, and it all kind of pulled together, but from nowhere. Like I didn't ask her to build any of that. 100%. That was like, bing.
Yeah,
fucking that was.
They're just like
given to me. Yeah, that just happened.
That's what I call just like natural happening, and it's just like it's kind of like where it's like meant to happen, you know?
Yeah, that's how I know it. Like I don't doubt it.
Yeah,
that's why I'm never like, damn, are these people like in it because like they need something from you? They want like that 100%. That's the benefit of like, I know that like I'm supposed to be doing this,
right?
100% with these people, not a doubt in my mind.
Yeah, I've been victim of trying to force things to happen because I want them to happen, but then I learned very hardly, the hard way, that you can't really do that. Things have to come in the natural order of the way that they're supposed to. Because yeah, you can go ahead and try to play God in your life, but at the end of the day, God is more powerful than whatever the fuck we can do. No positive manifestation is gonna change that. Nada. So it's like what's meant for you will be meant for you, whether it be yeah, exactly. What's meant for you will be meant for you, whether it be now or 5 years from now. You know? Maybe you'll meet someone or do something that you want to do in this moment, but you will not have that opportunity until 3-4 years from that time. Yeah. Gotcha. So another question for you.
What's up?
What do you see yourself doing at the age of 25?
It's hard. It's hard. Because I'm the same way as you. Like I've always tried not to limit myself to a medium. So I've always tried not to limit myself to a medium. So the one thing is that like I've always had very, very small, very, very specific things that I was like, never.
Right.
One of those was, which fucking, like the last year was a giant lesson of like, I don't really have control over that. Because my big thing was like, I never want to work with a musician. Ever. Yeah. Never. Because all the ones that I had met were dickheads.
Yeah, same as well.
So I'm like, I don't fucking... Of course, no one's going to come to me and be like, hey, man, there's like this super nice, super reputable, successful artist that wants to work with you specifically. That's not going to happen because I'm not a big director. So I was like, I'm just going to stay away from musicians. And then I found this kid, and then I worked with this kid, and the whole thing switched. So I try not to limit myself. You know, I've gotten into designing and doing designing. My bad. I'm like fresh off a trip from LA.
Oh, you're good.
So I'm fucking dying. But yeah, like I got into designing clothes right before the pandemic happened. Started a brand that flopped. Not even just because like it flopped, but just because I didn't do it for money.
You did it for
I did it because I really wanted to. Yeah. Obviously, like there's a point where like money it needs to kind of work out, and if it doesn't, I gotta call it a day. But you know, out of that came the opportunity to like work with John and work with other people, then like build up some brands in LA and New York, and I don't know. Like I think for me, I'm always gonna try to be in the creative space. I know that I definitely want to work for myself.
Yeah, of course, everybody does. That's a dream.
Yeah. But again, it's one of those things where like I got a really, really shitty job that I hated. My first and my last, thank God, in 2019.
Amen.
And ever since then, you know, never looked back. A big goal for me is, it's taken me a long time, but I think I finally found those like 6, 7, 8 people that are for real, like in my life.
Once you have those people, you gotta hold on to them. That's the same way I look at it.
And it's like nurturing them and helping them out and helping them grow and putting them on as much as I can.
What's funny, so like when I meet someone like you, where it's like you have those people, but you come from like a very introverted background, I'm the complete opposite. So like, I'm a little bit of a hybrid again. Like that's my favorite word right now. So remember, I worked in nightlife, and like I was the go-to to like basically like talk to whatever, and I'd always be out. So I know a lot of people, dog. Yeah, I know a lot of people. If I don't know someone, I know someone that does know someone.
Gotcha.
So for me, it's like I got into this realm of like knowing, bro, like 1,000+ people, and they all know who I am. But then at the end of the day, when I come back home, it's just like I come back into like this just like
little bubble,
like small bubble of myself. And it's like I take off my skin. It's like,
I can be me now.
Yeah, I can be me now, right? So it's like, obviously, once you come from that life, you know, it kind of, like, for right now, like, mind you, remember, I worked Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Jesus Christ.
So I only have 1 day off, and I dedicated my life to this place, which is why they made me a partner mostly. Like the day that they gave me the call, like there was no context, or yo, you just need to come. And like they literally had the contract right there, and I signed it. And I was just like, "What happened? What I just signed?" I just trusted them, and like he was like, "Congrats, buddy, you're a partner now." I was like, "What the fuck?" So then it was me between like 12 other people, but whatever. So it just like shows like, you know, I was willing to do whatever I needed to take for me to be able to be the best at what I wanted to do. But like now, you know, I didn't have my life back then. Now it's like I'm basically living my early 20s because. You know, that was just so taken away from like me being a people person, be a people satisfier. Now I'm like to myself, when I go out, I actually enjoy myself. I'm not always on this mentality of like, I'm not even gonna lie, like once I left and I started going out again, I was still fixated on like the hospitality aspect of like making sure you were okay, you know? And I still do that obviously for my close friends, but like I don't give a shit about like fucking taking care of like everybody else anymore. So it's like the reason why I find it interesting is because like people like you, for example, I'm just like, wow, that must have been so nice.
I'm trying to avoid that, honestly. Like because you know, like part of there's a big age gap between me and my cousin.
Okay.
So and I'm like the first set of kids is me and my sister, and I'm the youngest one. So for a long time I was the baby.
Right.
And so I think there's a silver lining, right? I haven't done a lot of shit in my life, I feel like. And I think most of the shit that I've done in my career and in my life, I've done in the last like 2 years. Right. But I haven't fucked up a lot. And I've done it because I've fucked up a lot. I've done that because I've managed to listen and to really, really take advice and really, really like try to avoid
issues.
Yeah. I try to avoid the potholes that people try to clear for me. And that was one of them. I was like, I definitely I don't want to be able to talk about burnout and like mental health and shit, because everyone that you see talk about that shit is already successful and already burned out. Right. And so that's a giant risk, because it's like, damn, that was a big risk when I started the show. It was like, if I'm really, really going to be honest and talk about like for real shit that I've thought about and gone through, and I don't have the security of like, I already have my bag secured, I already made my money, I already burnt out, like I'm good. I risk shitting on everything before it's even started.
Yeah.
But that was a big thing that I wanted to avoid, was like, I don't want to kind of sacrifice, like, and that played into like me dropping out of college and moving back home and being that guy who was like living with his parents and being that person, and getting kind of like laughed at by like people that I went to high school with and shit. To right now, fucking LA, dude. Jesus Christ. Like fast forward to now, I'm 22. I'm seeing those people graduate, and they're like, yo, what do I do with my life? Like, I'm kind of lost now. And I'm like, this is shit that I went through like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we never talk shit about anybody, never put anybody down. But I don't know. It's one of those things that, you know, you try to avoid, and you try to kind of live intently the first time around versus trying to redo it and trying to do it again.
Yeah. So I took the other route. I was always like, I never had people to guide me in the right direction. I just fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And I grew up with my basically trying to satisfy the wants from my mother. But then that's what I forgot to mention earlier. Like, once I took that step into my life to do it full time, I was just like, I'm picking me now. Like, I'm not going to go ahead and make myself fucking miserable just because you want me to be like this fucking like blue collar, white shirt with a tie fucking son. I was just like, yo, you're going to get what you want, or you what it is, dog. Like, I just want to value myself and be happy, because I went through, again, like as a creative, you look into things deeper than what they are sometimes, and sometimes you go ahead and like we're very passionate people, and we think about things on a different like scale. Yeah. So like I've gone through like my trials and tribulations with like my mental health, and I've gone through my shit, and thankfully like I've gotten out of it. Sometimes I wonder, I'm like, yo, how the fuck am I like still around?
Yeah, how'd I do that shit?
How am I still around? Because holy shit, like the shit that I've gone through has been really bad. Like people that get to know me personally, they're just like, yo, like the way you are is so much different compared to the people that I know on a personal level. And Again, it's because we do operate a little bit differently than the normal person.
Yeah.
There's some people that can go ahead about their business and just be fine, and then whatever negativity happens in their life, they can brush it off.
I don't know how to do that shit, dude. Like emotionally detached, I can't do that shit. So it's fucking impossible.
I used to have that like on lock back when I was working nightlife. Yeah, I just did not give a shit about anything. I was really known to be a dick, to be honest. And then like I just had a lot of like not hate in my heart, but it was just like a lot of like aggression, I guess you could say. And I just did not like putting up with people's shit. Like I would not. Like now I have patience.
And I'm sure part of that is like from like you trying to like not go through that again. Yeah. Like blocking it out.
Yeah, probably. But like at the same time too, like in that atmosphere that I was in, I'm a really big believer in energy. So like me being mixed with like 1,000+ people every night, multiply that by 5, you know, I'm dealing with 5,000 to like fucking 8,000 people every single week. Yeah. All those conversations, all those energies, you know, bringing it back into my home. Like another thing too, like I barely bring people back to my place. Like there's only, I'll tell you right now off the top of my head, there's probably 6-7 people that have been to my place, and I've been living there for 5 months now. So it's like I preserve my home because it's my place of like refuge. You get me? And some people find that in another person. You know, you can look at someone like, yo, you make me feel like home. Yeah. I look at my home like that's my safe space. You get me? So nightlife really kind of taught me that, where it's like, all right, because nightlife did a fucking debt on me mentally. So then I still remember to this day, one of my mentors, he was just like, he saw me like drinking like way out of the ordinary than what I would. And then he was just like, yo, what are you doing? And I was just like, damn. Caught me. And then he was just like, sit down real quick. I was like, fuck, I'm about to get lectured right now. It's gonna suck. And then he sat me down. He's just like, what's up with you? Like, you're not acting like yourself. And then I basically literally started like fucking tearing up like right there. And I was just like, fuck, dog, I got caught. So I'm not a big person on like, it's a bad habit of mine. I don't really reach out to like get for help, because again, like I grew up with the tenacity to always find the solution for myself, never really seeked out for help. So I just told him straight up, I was just like, yo, dog, like this shit's fucking making me miserable. And I'm like, I can't do what I want on the weekends with my friends. I get invited out to these places I can't go. I have to go ahead and basically sacrifice everything just to make sure this place is what it is now. Yeah. And then I was just like, I feel like I'm losing myself, dog. Like I want to be a human being. I don't feel like a human being. I feel like a fucking robot working like this every single day. And then he's just like, all right, so stop. And I was just like, okay, you can't just say that just casually.
It's so simple,
So and again, the type of person I am, I'm very like again, when I look into things, they're very like deeply. So and once I'm committed to something, I will fucking
ride it
till the fucking end of it. So then that's why I said like back in the beginning of this, I was just like, I had to make that phone call to someone and be like, yo, look, like, how'd you do it? Yeah. And then he was telling me, he's like, bro, I was the same way. Like, before I wrote my resignation letter, I had drafted it 3 times before I finally said, fuck it. Then he said, and then he was like, bro, like, I instantly regretted it. But I was like, fuck, there's no going back now. Yeah. Once that email is sent, it's done. So then, bro, like, I promoted, like, my bio in the bottom of it says # mental awareness.
Mental awareness, yeah.
And that's, like, the biggest thing, because I've gone through some shit, dog, and, like, again, like, I don't know how the fuck I'm here sometimes, because, like, it's just been a fucking ride. But again, like, I always look back at, like, what my mom told me. She's like, you were here you've always been here for, like, a greater purpose. I never understood what that meant until I got to the point I am at now. Yeah. Like, I have kids in Colombia and Costa Rica, Panama, Chile, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic that reach out to me asking me for advice on their artwork, how they can get bigger and stuff like that. And just like that, like, the fact that that's happening is just like crazy. Like, I never really knew I'd be able to have like so much of an influence on people like that. And like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Like, there was points in time where like I fucking was like, I didn't want to paint. Like, I had a really horrible artist block. And that was when I moved out of here too. Okay. I moved out of my mother's apartment and came out here thinking that was gonna fix the problem, and it didn't. And there was just like a lot of stuff going on in that point in my life where I was just like, fuck, like this and this and this, whatever. But then eventually I got over it. And then that's when I was like, yo, I can never let that happen again. Like, we gotta like shape it up. And then from there it was just like bam, 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 bam. I mean, bro, it is what it is. Like, that, the only reason why that happened to me is because when I was coming up as an artist, the first like 3 months after the Ñengo thing happened, bro, I did not do anything but paint. Like every week, bro, I was fucking bashing out paints. No, one after one. I was sacrificing like everything. I wasn't going out. I wasn't doing anything. But I mean, look where I'm at now. You get me?
Yeah.
The sacrifice is what made me who I am today, and thankfully now I can like chill.
Yeah.
Not as much as I can. I also would want to, but you know, it's a lot. It's a lot better than it was back then.
Than you were. Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely, it's been a ride, dog. I can't say that enough, bro. Like,
oh yeah,
it's only been only been 11 months, and it's just fucking nuts. And now I'm getting into music. And like I said before, like if I put my mind to something, I'm gonna make it happen. And if I want something, I'm gonna make it happen.
You're doing music. You're doing shoes, NFTs,
yeah,
paintings.
My first NFT project was with one of the fucking biggest artists in the fucking history of like America. He's the highest selling American artist in history. Fucking Jean-Michel Basquiat.
Shut the fuck up. That was you?
Yeah, that was me.
Shut the fuck up. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What?
You didn't see it on my Instagram?
No, bitch. I read the fucking article on Forbes, I think it was. What the fuck?
I was the one that did the NFT project. With
what?
I did it with Triller and
that's fucking crazy.
The Basquiat project, and it was my first fucking NFT.
That's fucking wild. Holy fuck.
That's kind of what made my name in the NFT space.
Yeah.
So then literally I use it as leverage.
Shit.
Yeah. So it's like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best fucking resume booster you got.
Yeah,
what the fuck? It's fucking holy shit.
Like Art Basel really fucking like put me on the fucking map. That was kind of my goal at the beginning of the year. I was like, if I'm gonna do anything, I need people to know. If people didn't know me, I need people to know who the fuck I am now.
Yeah, of course.
Art Basel. So I did the event with Inter Miami, soccer team. I did the Heineken part of Heineken. I did the Patron, Grey Goose, and Bacardi event at Dirty Rabbit. And then to top it all off with a cherry on top was the Basquiat project.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, that shit was nuts. That was a crazy experience. Very definitely a life-changing moment. I got a video like my dad flew out from Pensacola down just for that moment. It was like the first time I've ever seen like my parents proud of me, and like obviously physically. So then it was kind of like damn, like this is my fucking life.
That's
now,
it. Yeah,
you know?
that's a moment.
And it was just crazy. Like the only people were there were like people that were very important to me. And I'm glad it was all of them because all those people like served a purpose in my life, whether it be like, you know, being there for me or inspiring me in one way or the other, or just being, you know, genuine, you know. And it was crazy seeing all those people there, and I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. Like the people that I spent with that night, those are like my lifelines, you know. Like I will do absolutely anything for them, and like they already saw the moment when shit dropped, and then my mom like fucking kissing me in my neck, my fucking cheeks and shit, like tell me that she's proud of me. My dad's fucking like literally like about to cry, and I'm just like, yo, I've never seen this man like this before. And I'm just like, I'm getting emotional. I was just like, yo, fuck, like I did it, dog. Like, fuck, we did something. And then I talked around. I'll never forget. And after that happened, like, we all went to fucking drink. We got pissed. Got pissed drunk. It was the first time drinking with both of my parents. It was nice.
There you go.
But yeah, dog, it's been.
That's a ride.
It's been a fucking
buddy. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, brother.
You killed it. You killed it. You got a lot of shit going on. I'm excited for you. If you want to plug your socials really quick.
My Instagram is Kasper Miami with a K. Twitter's the same thing. Do I have another? My LinkedIn. I'm just kidding. Let's see. I think I have another social. I know I don't.
No, that's it.
My number is, if you want artwork, contact me or Eli.
Yes.
My bio is everything in there.
Do it quick. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Facts. Don't disrespect me like that. I've been disrespected in this process too. So everything is not as bright as it seems. There's been a lot of sleepless nights and shit.
There you go. Thank you, buddy.